I have a whole nerve conduction study to get done tomorrow, and I'm not trying to go. They take, they shock your nerves. That's what they finna do to me. They're going to shock my damaged nerves in my hands. I got in a car accident in like 2007. I was on my way to work. I was in the passenger seat of this car, this little four-door car, with my mother-in-law. So we're sitting at a stoplight, and this lady with this big old truck, boom, slams into the back of us, and I just go, bah, like this, and I hit my head, or I guess like the dash, and then I had like a concussion and shoulder issues, blah, blah, blah. So I go to the hospital, get checked out. They send me to a specialist, whatever. They do x-rays, all this other stuff. They find out I have bilateral carpal tunnel. Okay, I've been a server. Oh my God, I served for like 15 years. And I'm also a writer. So a lot of servers and people that work with their hands, writers and stuff like that, artists, they have carpal tunnel, whatever. So the doctors make a big deal out of it, talking about oh, you have bilateral carpal tunnel and you need emergency surgery. So at this point, I have gotten into the car accident, found out I was pregnant, been on pain pills. That's how this whole drug addiction thing started, was from this car accident, because I got on pain pills, and then we couldn't get pain pills anymore, started doing heroin because my ex-husband was selling heroin. It was just bad. It was all bad. So they sent me to get this nerve, what is it? It's a I don't know what it's called, a carpal tunnel release in my hand, and I have a scar. And so I get the carpal tunnel release, and it's supposed to stop the pain that I was having. It didn't. And I kind of regret getting the surgery. And then to make matters worse, 2 days after I get out of surgery, I'm all bandaged up. I'm going to go slip on some water in my bathroom, in my kitchen, and fell and busted my hand open. Didn't go to physical therapy. Ended up being strung out. Like, it just started this whole long drug binge. It was crazy. Yeah. Pain pills are the devil. Oof. So fast forward to now, it's all this time, what is it, 15 or so years later, and my arm has been acting up. It gets numb, I drop stuff, and I need to write. So the only reason I'm going to get this nerve conduction study done is because my lawyer wants me to do it for my disability case, and the only reason that I'm going to get disability is because of not just the carpal tunnel, it's my mental health condition, whatever. I didn't want to apply for disability, but there's this agency in Maryland that will contact you because I guess they had access to my medical records. I don't know how they knew I had bipolar, but they reached out to me about the kids having their mental health issues, and they were like, well, do you know that you're eligible for disability, blah, 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 blah. All y'all are crazy, so I'll come get this money. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. And they're like, well, how do you feel about that? You know what I mean? It's up to you. So their father was alive at the time, and he was paying for everything, even though we were separated. But he's dead now, and he killed himself. Like, it's an overdose, but he told me he was going to overdose before he overdosed. Like, he had been trying to take himself out for years. But that is a story for another time. But the point is, my kids don't have anything else to fall back on. So me being able to provide for them is a very serious issue for me. I love working. I love it. I love being strong. I love being good at stuff. I love learning things. But I cannot stay consistent. Literally, if the weather changes, my mood changes and I can't function. And it's not just I don't feel like doing something. It's I cannot go outside. I can't leave my room. I can't barely breathe because everything's overwhelming. I feel like I'm going to die. This impending doom. For some reason, if I have to be somewhere at 5 o'clock, it's almost like at 5 o'clock, I'm going to be murdered. That's how my brain reacts to having appointments. I don't know what's wrong with me. And the point is, I just deal with how I am. I have to beat myself on my own level. I can't be like, I wish things were different, or just keep delving into why I am the way I am. The point is, you are the way you are. So in therapy, once we got past this is what happened to you as a child, and this is probably why these things are happening now, we work on okay, you know how you are, so let's learn to work with that. And let's get some skills to manage when you're overstimulated or when you get depressed. And my work is identifying behavioral patterns and thought patterns that are contrary to my good mental health. That is how I combat my bipolar side effects, like not being able to go outside, not being able to talk to people, not being able to trust people, being nervous, anxious, or depressed. and not having a middle ground. Most people can just wake up and be normal. If something bad happens to them, or if there's a change in their environment, they don't freak out. If there's any type of change in my diet, in my environment, in my relationships, anything, my system goes completely haywire and thinks everybody's going to die and goes into defense mode. I can't tell you how many people I put my hands on because I thought they were trying to do something to me and they weren't. That's a problem. I'm a menace. I'm a menace to society. Like, I should be out in the middle of the woods. That's where I deserve to be. Because my bipolar disorder has me on 10 when we need you at a chill 5, ma'am. I really don't want to go to this appointment, but I brought this up to my therapist in our appointment last week, and she was like, you can do hard things. And I thought that was some hard ass shit for her to say. And I'm really glad that she said that to me because I've been saying that to myself. But the reason I made this video is because I was looking out the window. It was all romantic and poetic. It's all raining, and I'm all like trying to make a plan and be strong for my family. And I'm like, all right, I was praying. I said, I'm going to make this sacrifice for my family because I'm only doing it for money. I'm only going to let them shock my damaged nerves so that I can present proof to the courts that I'm actually disabled. And I would never do that if it was just me that I have to take care of. But my kids shouldn't have to possibly suffer from me being able to, or possibly not being able to, keep it together because of my mental health diagnosis. Like, my ex-dead husband was schizophrenic, and he also had a lot of spiritual stuff going on with him, which makes it hard when you are a spiritual person and also have a mental health disorder, because you have to, it's like, is that a hallucination or is that really a spirit? Is that God talking to me or is that my anxiety? Like, but like you get to know, like, you know clearly when spirit is speaking to you and when it's your anxiety, like, you know. But you have to do the work to figure that stuff out. If you're doing synthetic drugs, it gets to be confusing. Like, he was doing coke. You cannot be schizophrenic and do coke, sir. What are you doing? Losing his mind? That is precisely what he was doing. Losing his mind. I'll take me right on out with him. But eventually I'm going to go deeper into who I am, where I'm from, how I met my husband, how I got from Baltimore all the way up to a mountain town in the middle of nowhere, because I felt like we had to get to know each other better. We just met. You know what I'm saying? I kind of wanted you to see my day-to-day. When I first started YouTube, I was in transition. So now we're going to slowly start to get the backstory, because I'm not easy, girl. You got to work to get to the good stuff up in here, right? But I'm going to go to that appointment because I cannot let my family down. So now what I'm telling myself is this is a sacrifice for my family. And that's making me feel less anxious about it, because now it's like I'm on wartime. I'm on soldier time. Like, this is a sacrifice for my family. It's not even about me. Now I feel like I'm not even going to feel the pain. I'm honored to feel that pain because I know this is a sacrifice for my family. And that's what I'm doing. That's what it is. I love you. Thank you for spending time with me. I appreciate every like, share, and subscribe. Hi to all my new subscribers. What's up to all my returning subscribers? I will see you in the next episode of Fury World. I love you. Peace.